Okay, so today is an exciting day for two reasons. Reason number one is because of these boxes, which we will open up in a second. And reason number two, because it is finally time to start reassembling our engine for the S13. I'm actually nervous for this just because I've never dealt with piston rings before. Like, this is the deepest I've ever been into an engine before. This entire video is most likely going to be firsts for me, which is always a little nerve-wracking. But first, let's talk about this. I guess for a little bit of backstory, I love Harbor Freight. The first tools I ever bought were from Harbor Freight, and I vividly remember, this was probably like, what, 5 years ago, give or take. I posted something on my story, and I got reply after reply, be like, why would you go to Harbor Freight? Those real men don't use Harbor Freight. And those tools have since, you know, I still use them to this day. It's been 5 years. So it sort of turned into this ongoing joke. Not even joke, but like, I will back Harbor Freight until the day I die. And I've said this multiple times throughout my channels over the years. I have good homies that are like, dude, you need Milwaukee this, you need this. And I'm like, dude, Harbor Freight till the day I die. Let's just say that Harbor Freight's the dream sponsor, okay? Now, can you guess who these boxes are from? So, I'm pretty sure this is very... Wow, this is not a very flattering angle with my legs. Hold on. So, I think this goes without saying, but like, this isn't bashing Milwaukee or any other tool brands. Obviously, those are great tools. Like I said, it's just been this ongoing, and what started out as a joke, but it's really not a joke. Like, I'm not a carpenter. I don't do this professionally. I'm a weekend warrior. I'm a hobbyist, you know? And I really do think that Harbor Freight is like perfect for people of my skill level or caliber, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm back in Harbor Freight till the day I die. The fact that Harbor Freight sent me multiple boxes, dream come true. And the exciting part, I don't actually know what's in here. First up, we got the Hercules 20 volt lithium ion, 200 mile per hour, 120 CFM, cold. We got a leaf blower, which will be very nice. The way that this, ooh, okay. We got some saw blades, which leads me to believe that there's gonna be a saw in one of those other boxes. The way that this came about in the first place was they had this online, like, influencer application, I guess. A lot of brands and companies will do these, and I'll fill them out occasionally, just kind of wishful thinking, hoping something sticks. I can only assume how many messages they get every day about it. So I submitted my application, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later, I completely forgot about it. And like 2 or 3 weeks later, I get an email. And they were essentially like, yo, we reviewed your application. Like, we would love to work together. Do you have time to hop on a Zoom meeting and like actually meet in person or like in person? We had a meeting. It went great. We sort of talked about how we could both benefit each other. I told them how my next big project is going to be painting the cars. And I know that Harbor Freight has some paint supplies, so that's something that we're working on in the future. They essentially said like, hey, how about we send you a little starter box? Obviously, some of the tools you may already have from different brands. We want to get you set up with like the Harbor Freight starter box. So that's what this is. Like, I feel like a kid on Christmas, dude. Up next, again, oh wait, this one does say, this has a description on it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume this is a shop vac. Wait, is it? Oh yeah, it is, okay. Damn, yeah, it looks different than I expected. There it is. I got a Hercules shop vac. Wow, this is so cool to me. Harbor Freight, thank you guys. This is like, literally, there's probably a video from 5 years ago of me saying like, mark my words, one day I'm getting a Harbor Freight sponsorship. I remember saying that in a video years ago. We made it, boys. Okay, this one's not light. Oh my God. Okay, what's in here? The whole store? Oh, we got the goods in here. Let me set this thing down. Wow, oh my, I gotta show you this. It's Christmas. It's a Harbor Freight Christmas. No way. All right, so we got batteries, obviously, because we're gonna need batteries for our new tools. Oh yeah, babe. Oh, we got everything we could ever need. Boom. Impact. This is probably the most used tool that I have in the shop, so it's gonna be nice to have this. We got more batteries. I'm sure I'll find out what that's for in a sec. Oh, we got we got a lot of batteries. We're never running out of battery. Guess what? A battery. Yes, I was hoping they'd send this. We have another angle grinder. If there's one thing I've learned, you can never have enough angle grinders. I think I have 3, all different brands, and they all get used. This one's cordless too. I don't have a cordless one actually, so this will be nice. Whoa, wait, is this another impact? What? I have 2 impacts. Wow. Okay, look, here's another one. It looks like it might be the same, but it comes with a battery and charger. There's only one thing better than an impact, and that's 2 impacts. Oh! Another one! Another angle grinder! No way. Wow. Who would have thought? This is so sick. And then lastly, oh wait, not last. Oh! Okay, we got a reciprocating saw, which explains why we had those blades in the other box. That's gonna be nice. And then lastly, we have this. I actually don't have this yet. This is it's a rotary polisher / sander. Yeah, so you check this out. I'm wondering if this is what we're gonna need for paint prep, or if that's gonna be a separate tool. I love tools. Thank you, Harbor Freight. I can't even put to words how happy this makes me. Yo! Over the what, 14 years now that I've been doing YouTube, I've been blessed with a lot of free products from a lot of different companies. Obviously, it is a huge privilege to be able to get anything for free, but I don't know what it is. Something about getting product from Harbor Freight is like very high up there on like the most excited I've ever been for free product. I think it's the whole backstory behind it and how I've been backing Harbor Freight since day one, and it's like, I don't know, man. I can't stop smiling. During our meeting, we essentially decided that like this can be an ongoing, business relationship if it makes sense for both of us. And like as I get deeper into what I do, because I'm still learning everything. I'm still new to so much of this. As my knowledge and experience expands, obviously the projects that we do will also be expanding. And Harbor Freight said they're pretty much down to help grow with me on this journey, which is like, I don't know, dude, it's so sick. I literally cannot say thank you enough to Harbor Freight for hooking it up with this. I think I've made it clear that this is really cool to me. Okay, let's go build an engine, shall we? Oh. She's kind of heavy. I explained most of this in the last video I posted on this channel, so I'm not going to go over it again. Long story short, the head is pretty much brand new. New valves, new just about everything here, and this was installed and built by the machine shop. Because it needed some machine work, it's obviously something I couldn't do at my own house. However, I made it clear with them that like this whole project is supposed to be a learning experience for me, so anything that I can do myself, I'd like to try doing myself. That leaves us with the block, and I believe they checked the cylinders like with the measurements and everything's okay. So they recommended that I just hone the cylinders, and they sent me a link to this bad boy, which apparently is what we're gonna use to hone the cylinder walls there. It's a pretty self-explanatory oh, the one thing that Harbor Freight didn't send me is just a drill. They sent two impacts, but I just need a regular drill to clamp onto that. Don't tell Harbor Freight. This feels like I'm cheating on them now. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally just basing all of this off of some YouTube videos that I've watched, because that's the extent of my knowledge. I mean, it's relatively simple. Like this isn't gonna like bore out the cylinder. Like, I'm not trying to make the cylinders bigger at all. I'm still using my stock pistons. I'm just doing new piston rings, and this is essentially to, God, I gotta turn that down. Why is it so like jiggly? Oh, I guess because it's like springy. This is just deglazing the cylinder walls according to the internet. Add a new crosshatch pattern so the rings sit according to the internet again. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me really just get it all lubed up. I heard you can use WD-40. They make like the correct thing, but you can also just use ATF. We're just gonna do one at a time here and get everything all lubed up. Then we get our balls lubed up. All right, and then it's just in and out. Yeah. Right? I'm going for a 45-degree crosshatch, and that looks pretty close. Apparently it's just like the balance of the actual like rotational speed and then the up and down. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the other ones and then I'm gonna clean them out and see how it's actually looking. But I think that's fine. Okay. It looks right. All right, one more. Okay, I think I'm done. Now it's just cleaning them, and I've heard that they gotta be like perfectly clean. Like this should come out exactly not like that. So just go through, brake clean, and you want the blue towel to come out blue. How are we feeling about that? I feel like that, I mean, based on what I saw online, that looks like what the ones online look like. Trying to get it in focus there. Yeah. Right? I know, I already know I'm gonna be reading through the comments. Everyone's like, you did this wrong, you should have done this, should have done this. I'm aware, this is my first time doing it, for sure gonna make mistakes, but it can't run worse than it did originally, right? I shouldn't say that, I'll jinx it. So really, I mean, I think the next step is coming over here. I already went through and I removed all of the old rings from the old pistons, but according to the internet, next step is just clean all of that off. All of that carbon buildup, everything where the rings sit needs to be nice and clean. So I think I'm just gonna go through with a brush and brake cleaner and just start scrubbing. I've been doing a bit of research and I think I've reached a conclusion. I just picked up this stuff, Berryman Chem Dip Carburetor Parts Cleaner. According to some forums online and just the general internet, which is all I'm basing all of this off of, that seems to be one of the most safe and effective ways of cleaning out the ring grooves on the pistons. It actually has this built-in like because you're supposed to just like use this actual paint bucket thing as the like what you set your parts in, but I don't want to do one part at a time, so and I really just need the ring grooves covered there, so I made sure to label these in a way that makes sense to me. It doesn't matter if you can't follow that, I know which way these go. And I think I'm just gonna pour this into here and let them soak, and then I have a plastic brush as well as just like you get the old piston ring and break that and use that to kind of scrape out the carbon buildup in theory. Allegedly. Yeah, like that I think. We got those soaking. I'm not really sure. Like the can says limit soak times of aluminum and aluminum alloys, blah, 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 to a maximum of 4 hours. It says usually in 15 to 30 minutes. So maybe we start with like an hour and then scrub, or I don't know. We'll see. You can see it's definitely taken away something based on how much the color of it's changed. Even just soaking, you can see how much cleaner the ring grooves are. I have a broken piston ring for one of the old piston rings, and you just go in and kind of scoop out all the old gunk. You just gotta be careful not to go too hard because it'll scuff it. And this is probably gonna be my life for the next hour or two. Yeah, I mean, it's breaking off and chunking away. This feels like a pretty time-consuming process, so I guess I will, see you when I'm done. Check that out! Those cleaned up really, really nicely after I let them soak for a bit. The ring grooves themselves are free of any and all carbon. They actually cleaned up way better than I thought. Even like the face of them looks great. So I'm, super happy with that. Now, in case I haven't made this clear by now, this is a first for me. We have our piston rings here, which are labeled. We have first groove, second groove, and third groove. There they all are in there. I heard that these ship pre-gapped. I have a piston ring grinder if I need it, but what I've been told to do is we actually insert the ring off of the piston and we just slip it into there. Obviously, we do not want to scuff up the cylinder walls. Okay, and then we take our piston and we just seat it to where it's flush. Something like that, so you can see the piston ring in there. Can you see that? It's really hard to see on camera, but there's a little gap. There it is. See that gap over there? We got to use our feeler gauge to make sure that is within spec. I have this pulled up. This is from the FSM. The top compression ring is within 0.0079 and 0.0138 of an inch, and the service limit is 0.0354 inches. Here we have our 0.02 inch feeler gauge. I've already messed around with these a little bit, and I think this is the one that fits. Sorry, this is a terrible Camera angle. So that's actually, that's right on the verge. Here's 0.018, and this one fits perfectly. So that it's 0.018 of an inch. Sorry, this camera angle sucks, I know. So that is slightly out of the standard range, but well below the service limit range. So I'm good to go with that. And now pretty much what I gotta do is the same thing for the second ring. I don't actually know. Oh yeah, I do have to do the same thing for the oil ring as well. So it's just gonna be a whole bunch of measuring to make sure everything is within the tolerances, because I would hate to do this and then blow the engine up because it wasn't. I'd rather take my time now, but not the most exciting content. I'll see you guys when it's done. I don't know why it's surprising to me, but everything was within spec. I have them out in order here. So that's cylinder 1, top ring, cylinder 2, top ring, 3, etc. Ring 2, oil rings, blah, blah, blah. Measured each one specifically in its cylinder, and everything was within spec. I ordered my little piston ring grinder for nothing. It was very cheap. It was from Amazon. Is it time to put the rings on the pistons? I have a tool for that. That is where this bad boy comes into play. Super simple to use. I've been going through and like I'm obsessing over cleaning everything, and then I'm just putting engine oil to like lube everything up for the assembly. But for the rings, I have them all laid out next to me of the order and everything they go in. You just put it into this thing, and that expands them as needed. I have the bottom, the oil ring on already, and then it's really just that, just like that. The ring is installed. Going through and lubing it up with engine oil again. I also got a little bit in the grooves and everything. Oh, actually, good thing I caught that. These are directional, and that one was not the right direction. I don't know how well, if at all, you can see this on camera. There's like ever so slightly a little bevel on one of the sides. I guess more importantly, see the logo right there? There's a little dot on the first ring, and there's the logo on the second ring, and that faces up. And like I said, I'm glad I caught that because I had this one upside down. There we go. Okay. That is in. On to the next. And then I think you're also supposed to stagger the like gaps before you actually put it into the block. So we're doing that later. One step at a time. I'm stressed for some reason. It's gonna blow my mind if this engine actually works. It has to, right? In theory. Boom! Next day now. Good morning. This is where we left off. The pistons have the new rings on them, and everything's looking great. I'm really happy with how well these things cleaned up. These like they cleaned up a lot better than I think I expected them to. So yeah, all of the pistons are re-ringed. The next step is bearings. I believe these are the rod bearings for here, and then these are the main bearings for the crank. Because this is my first time doing any of this, I do want to try to follow it by the books as to the best of my ability. Pretty sure you can use engine oil to lube everything up for the bearings. It does say I'm supposed to use actual engine assembly lube, which makes sense, and that arrives tomorrow. I also have this Plastigauge that I actually don't know how to use. I'm gonna have to watch some videos on that, and that's to check like oil clearances for the bearings. Originally, I was hoping to get a little bit further in this video, but I really don't want to rush anything, especially with something as crucial as like the bottom end. I think I'm gonna call it here for this video, do a fair amount of research so that going into this bottom end rebuild, I do it right, or at least right-er. It feels better not to rush it. The engine bay's ready though. It really, I mean, dude, once I get the bottom end done, like get the crank back in, pistons back in, then it's all territory that I'm familiar with, because I've yanked the head off and all that before. Once that's back together, I think this whole process will start going by a lot quicker. It's just for the new stuff, it's obviously taking me a whole lot longer than it would take someone who knows what they're doing. I sure can't wait to get all this cleaned up. I'm excited, man. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, thank you Harbor Freight for the insane packages. I'm so excited about that. I think the next video is when we actually get into like the exciting reassembly. All we did this time was put on piston rings. That was just exciting for me, probably not you guys. Catch you guys next video. Peace out.